Wassail Beautiful People. So, I've come into one of the other houses because the lovely Mathieu and Marta said I could come in because I love these terracotta images. They're really three-dimensional, and there's something about what I want to do today that feels a little bit like it's all the characters in the cosmos having a bit of a chat and a party and a bit of a scream. So I was going to look ahead to Yellow Electric Seed, but first of all, apparently we have to sit down and have a look at the moon as it moves past the first of the retrograde series that's now building up, because that's going to be relevant to the day out of time on the 25th of July, and then the opening of the Yellow Electric Seed year, when we're going to get the void of all voids. There's a void coming on the 26th of July at 1303 in 5 degrees of Pisces. The moon will go opposite Venus, and then it's going to go void for 44 hours and 55 minutes. Which is massive. But we'll get to that later. So, just wanted to give you a little heads up. So, what's been going on? Obviously, we're looking at retrogrades. So, the moon this morning has just gone into a conjunction with Pluto, and that's in retrograde. Then, in a few days' time, it's going to go in front of Saturn, and that's retrograde. And then a few days later, it's going to go in front of Jupiter, and that's retrograde. And then Neptune, who went retrograde on Friday. And then we're adding Chiron on the 16th of July. And then Ceres will go retrograde on the 24th of July, which is also the full moon, the first of the double two moons in Aquarius. So there's a lot of big energy, and that's the day before Blue Lunar Storm year ends, and we have the day out of time on the 25th, and then we move into Yellow Electric Seed year. So there's a lot of very exciting things. This chair's really bouncy. The first time I sat back, it moved so much I thought I was going through the wall. So we're going to have a look at each of these moments. And again, I have to be quick because the upload speed here is very slow in rural Portugal. So here are the bells of Neptune, who's just gone retrograde. Now that's really weird. Immediately I was hearing that song and I got no idea who the artist is. Don't give up on us, baby. Not a tune I would ever go around singing, but Spirit said it's got a relevance. It's like it's saying the music of the spheres is saying don't give up yet. There's so much exciting stuff coming. So I hope I don't get that tune in my head now as an earworm, because it's not an earworm I fancy. So we need to look first of all at today, Pluto. So we're just going to pull an Odin card for Pluto, then a moon card, and then some tarot. And we're going to do that very briefly and quickly I'm going to give you the dates and the times. So that one was at 7:30 GMT this morning. It's just happened. So Pluto, it's like the moon is going past each of these retrograde planets, and they're all in a lineup. By the time we get to the Yellow Electric Seed year, we're going to have 6 planets in retrograde, and they're all waiting on the big beast, Gaia, Uranus, joining on the 20th. And then it goes all the way around the zodiac, like a whole half of the zodiac, from Capricorn all the way round to Taurus, is just all retrograde, big, heavy, global energies singing. So, Pluto has got the card of horse, man, steed, mountainous, season changing. It's like Pluto is saying, I am plugged in now. I'm plugged in to create changes. Oh, it's got two. Look, it's got be bold and make the first move. A cardinal moon. Pluto is in a cardinal earth sign. And this is about earthing. Pluto is earthing new energies. And those energies, again, a new moon in Aquarius, bring love into the situation. I'm telling you, Pluto is just, it's just become more romantic, Pluto. Sweet, really. So, Pluto and the moon, what have you been talking about? What's been the whispering message? I just feel like the moon's going around whispering. It's like it's preparing itself for this double moon in Aquarius. Oh, it's a double full moon, but it is a moon in Aquarius. They're just giving us the clue. So, what are you whispering about? What are you gossiping about? Whoa. What are they gossiping about? Big 20 judgment doors. You know, I'm not saying the zombies return. We've got a skull and a cosmic egg. It's like what you can bring to a natural death. Death and rebirth is very much Plutonic energy. Will bring about a new formation. They're showing me this as Osiris, Isis, and Horus. We're moving in through an age. This door, this massive gateway, is of an era, of an age. It's so huge. And look at Pluto on the back, looking fierce and fiery, but somehow very, very benevolent. It's, you know, they're saying we will be stripped of all the shit that doesn't belong to us. So the choice is, do you want to do it sensibly by looking at yourself as a Pluto Scorpio style death card, or do you want Pluto to just come in and strip search you? Is kind of the energy I'm being given. So let's have another card on Pluto. Yeah, look. Heartache. You've got to deal with the heartaches. All of these heartaches, all of these things belonging to the last 200 years. I know we haven't been alive 200 years, but all of the energies, all of the frequencies of life for the last 200 years that have caused misery. Il pleut dans mon cœur comme il pleut, whatever that poem is. That's what they're saying. It's raining everywhere. It's this need to feel the tears, the salt roll, but also to cleanse the emotions, to bring them out. And laughing the emotions out is better, but we can't always do that. It's much harder to do that. So we have to see this as a transformation. There's a little tiny blue carnation, or is it a carnation? It looks like a carnation. Growing behind the sword, where pain has pierced the soil, new life can begin, but only as we move through this. 23. That's interesting. I'm not sure, but I think that 2023 is when... No, I think it's later. I think it's one of the moments when Pluto first sticks its toe into Aquarius and then jumps back out again. I need to check that, but they're putting that in my head. Now, what do we need to look at next? The moon will go into conjunction, will pass in front of Saturn on the 27th of June at midday. I think that's tomorrow. Although I'm saying that, you know, by the time this video uploads, it could have been yesterday. So, when the moon's in Aquarius, it's kind of, you know, about emotions feeling quite complex and that need for emotional freedom, that desire to break free. So, Saturn and the moon. Saturn and the moon, fire, hail, melting of emotions. So we've got Hagal and Kalm. What am I getting from this image? Look, I want to say something about volcanoes. Oh, yes. So I was looking this morning, and there's another volcano that's just had an earthquake underneath it. And they were saying in Iceland, doesn't usually have an earthquake unless it's about to pop. I do get the feeling that there's a lot more magma due, because magma is something, like the music of the spheres are saying, magma is something way bigger than humanity, and there's nothing any humans can do. Because I read that they know that the flow of the magma has increased in the one that's already been going off by 70%. There's just more and more magma coming out, and the flow of it's becoming more and more, I want to say watery, because it's magma from deep inside the earth. It's not surface magma, and it's running, and now it's moving down towards, it's going to burn out some little farms and things, which is, for the people living there, very tragic. But the Icelandic government have just said, we can't do anything. We've tried to build ways of stopping this. It's a reminder that the passions, the energies that are growing within the world to melt the darker aspects of things. When we say nothing can change, you know, nothing can change when Saturn doesn't want it to, because Saturn's very much the planet of restrictions and time. But now that Saturn's moved from Capricorn and into Aquarius, it's feeling a lot more benevolent. So what would the moon like to say with Saturn? What's it about? What are they having a little whisper about? Fixed moon. It is. When it's there, when it's in fixed air, it's fixed. And they're giving me the notion of blowing more and more hot air. Hot air. So there's a lot more lies that are coming to the surface over the period of the next few days, while the moon is in Aquarius. What's this about then? Okay, so we've got King of Swords. It's turning your back, and we've got the Fool. It's like the energy of saying, turning your back on the truth. People turning their back, this hot air, it's lies. It's this reminder that lies will not wash anymore. So we've got to turn this round, and we've got to get everything, I want to say, legally fixed in some way, but fluidly. That sounds weird. What they're showing me in my head is the sort of legal system that we have working around us is not working in our favour at the moment, and we need to turn round and transform everything. There's a sense of, because this is about starting from scratch, it's about that energy of the need for newness, that unfreezing of the hailstones back into water, the fluidity to understand the restrictions that have been keeping us back. So that's what the moon and Saturn are talking about, and that's an ongoing energy, because the moon's going to keep moving around and filling. And remember, we're coming to the fixed full moon in Aquarius on the 24th, and then also a second one of them in August. And we've still got the Lion's Gateway portal rattling towards us and growling like I don't know what. So then on the 28th of June, we are looking at the moon passing by at 2 degrees, passing by Jupiter Jupiter. And Jupiter's retrograde, and it's about to very slowly work its way back into Aquarius, where we've obviously got the very wonderful Saturn at home. And Jupiter is at home right now, so Jupiter's quite happy. This is about sensitivity, perception, sort of, oh, look at this. Healing the fogs. Ah, you see, now that's interesting as well. There's a fog has just, it's all about this bloody volcano. There is a fog that's been descending over that volcanic area. There's like a mystery, there's a world mystery, there's an energetic mystery that's about a healing of society, because we've got air here, and there's a great connection to natural remedies, herbs. I was reading as part of my rune research the other day, the Viking medicines and things that they used, different trees and barks and leaves, and they're all things that in my childhood felt much more available in the world, and now they are no longer seemingly so readily available, a lot of the time because things have been classified as poisons and removed. But it's almost like it's because our knowledge of how to work with the natural world has become more and more reduced, that we fear even the presence of toxic plants, and yet we don't fear the presence of toxicity chemicals in bloody everything. So, what's the moon talking to Jupiter about? This fog, this healing fog. It's almost like a fog of confusion to heal. It's like being wrapped up in something. Now we've got a new moon in Gemini, and communication is key. It's feeling, to me, it feels like an inability to communicate. It's like there's, I'm hearing a silence. This Jupiter is just expanding a kind of a fear of the silence. It's like, it's gargantuan energy amplifications are trying to bring that sense of the smallness of each of us in the world, yes, but also just that sense of being at one with yourself so that you can clear your own fogs. There's a lot of air energy coming up here, because we've had with each of these, we had the Three of Swords with Pluto, we had the King of Swords with Saturn, and now we've got the Knight of Swords. No, this is the Page in this deck. The Page of Swords. But look at his face. Jupiter's bringing a fierce knowing, a fierce fog clearing of Niflheimr. Bearing in mind that it's where fog meets fire, the volcano, the divine energy of spark. This is also, they're reminding me that Caun also is like an ulcer, something deeply uncomfortable that needs to be faced. But they're saying where fire meets ice, that's the creation of the physical world. The physical world is recreating itself. Again, we're on that Iceland volcano. Its river of magma is about to reach the sea, and there's going to be some kind of magnificent reaction as the fire meets the water. But it's also meaning that in many ways new physical land is being formed, and it's just kind of interesting. This is kind of what this card front and back is talking about. This sort of landscape, new, fresh landscape being illuminated in Aries epoch. So let's see if we can just have one more card on that subject. Right, this is fast. This energy, it's moving very, very quickly. It's growth. It's the land growth. It's the change of the physical realm. And, you know, it's like the last moment of Blue Lunar Storm is what they're saying. We don't need to understand it past that point. It's the last moment of Blue Lunar Storm. Now, on the 30th of June, the moon is going to 23 degrees of Pisces, so same sign. It's going to bump into and go past in conjunction with Neptune. Neptune's only just gone retrograde, but it's another one who deals very much in the fog. Oh, there we go. So, it's working with Jupiter to reveal truths behind the fog. We're getting this sense all the time of truth coming out. You can't, in Earth epoch, you can bury lies. And in Air epoch, the sword is a plough that goes in and it digs out all the lies. So it's very much the energy of the collective, but also just a reminder of the things that are coming out of the earth. So not just in Israel and China, two new lost species of our ancestors, Dragon Man and I can't remember what the other one's called in Israel, but also this thing of the truth coming out of the ground in Canada at the moment. You know, first of all, 215 bodies in one school of First Nationers, now 700 and something bodies in another school. There's something like another 135 schools that need to be looked at. The truth of our life in greedy, selfish Earth epoch is revealing itself now, and we have to be able to look at these things and work out how we never do them again. So what's the moon talking with Neptune about? I'm seeing a lot of very fierce female faces staring at me. Look at the bigger picture. They're saying for all of the energies that take place, that we feel an enormous sense of anger and the need for retribution. We need to look at the bigger picture. We need to understand that many of the awful things that happened were of a time. They happened in their time. And I'm not trying to say that they were right. I'm just saying that they were. But how do we move forwards without creating more distortions? We need to be able to move forwards with this sense of truthfulness, with this sense of understanding with clarity, that when we revisit these awful moments, these hidden truths that have been buried as they come out, we need to witness. What was the card earlier that was about being slow and witnessing? I don't know. It may have been part of that song that's fortunately left my head. But there is a sense of just trying to remain calm. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, it's when it's when the moon's in Pisces. You have to not allow gut reactions. Don't trigger things. Just be passive, wait and watch. It's a great spiritual time, and it's a time to indulge your imagination, but it's feeling like there's some trigger energies coming, and don't even naming something as a trigger frequency is justifying your overreaction rather than your need to be more controlled in how you look at something. So what do we have here? We have the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. I'm just getting a message from him first, which is This is old energy. This is Earth Epoch Monarch energy. This is not good energy. And part of this frequency is to do with, if you look behind, there's an auroch, which is a giant bull at the back. And it's saying he has no real strength. He just holds power and money as his strength. And that's the distortion. There's telling me that all of the cornucopia of foods at the front of him here is diseased. It's all rotten. It's of no value to anyone. On the back, when you turn away from that energy, you get the sense that the natural world's Earth frequency energy is the true cornucopia. And that's the strength that we need to be looking into. What's this one bringing me? It's just walking lightly through the water, but there's something unengaged about it. There's something very important about the flow of water, the ice caps, the energy of, it's coming across as very much a kind of temperance energy, talking about the need for the earth itself to temper and put more fresh water from the ice caps into the ocean, to detoxify. There's a sense that there are things going on. Neptune, this is Neptune. Neptune's calling for a knight in shining armor, almost someone to ride in, and the moon is working with the tides. So then we have, that's the 4 planets. I'm just going to take this up to, on the 2nd of July, we will have the moon going past Chiron, but Chiron will not be going retrograde until the 16th, but there's something about the frequency that needs to be added. So I'll do it very quickly because we're on 27 minutes. So Chiron, what do you want to say? What do you want to say, Chiron? Right, Chiron, that's really fascinating. Vanahamir. With Geffen and Vanahamir, the truth is friendship. It's just, that's completely fascinating that Chiron, the wounded one, the healer, is talking about the healing frequencies of 13. So what do you want to say to Chiron, Moon? What do you want to say to Chiron? What do you want to say to Chiron? Dreams need a practical plan. That's interesting as well, because when the moon's in Aries, there's a tendency to try and solve any insecure issues too quickly. It's saying slow down, don't rush it, be less Cindy. Because, you know, you need to cut, it's gorgeous earthbound kind of aquamarine turquoise frequencies. Fix a new plan, fix a new plan. And then we have a card on the floor. Oh, look, I just said it's 13 frequency. It's exactly what's come up, the death card. It's saying it's time to fix a new plan, to change everything, to move forwards. There's something judgmental about Chiron looking at these two down here who are very much representations of authority. And then it's like they just can't seem to notice that the whole of the rest of the world's off dancing. Ah, that's also interesting today. In London, there's many demonstrations taking place, but one of them is our right to dance, our right to have music, and our right to live and enjoy moving. So maybe that's the message that's coming through at the end. Have a good wiggle and a boogie, you know, get yourself moving, enjoy music, enjoy sound, celebrate movement of the physical over the restrictions of the mental and emotional. Okay. So, I'm going to have to stop or this video will never finish uploading. So, Wassail. Oh, I'm going later today to visit a dolmen. So, with luck, we should have another lovely dolmen reading. Wassail Beautiful People.